Yeah, I mean, like I want to, because I remember I got into it with the wrestler Booker T recently.
Really? Five time, but
that guy,
WCW champion.
Yeah,
crazy.
You don't know the story?
Huh?
You don't know the story?
Okay,
so I'll tell you what happened. This happened maybe maybe a week and a half ago. So in 2020, I'd reached out to Booker T to do an interview. And he was like, yo, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. We set it all up. I hired the cameraman, the studio. We were going to do it remotely. I think he was in Houston. I ended up messing up the times. And I was going to arrive late. He got pissed off, left. I get it. Right? Makes sense. I'm late. My bad. I tried to hit him up afterwards, but listen, I'm sorry. I'll pay you for an appearance fee. Let's just make it right. He didn't want to do it. I said, okay, cool. I get it. So a few months ago, I interviewed this guy named Swerve Strickland. Mm-hmm. He is the former champion of AEW, which is a big WWE competitor,
for sure,
right?
For sure.
You know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was in WWE for a while, but he had a bad experience with it. And I asked him, I was like, I'm like, Booker T made some comments about you that basically said, I didn't have the same experience as Swerve. I don't see any racism in the WWE. Maybe he just didn't accomplish what he set out to do and he's bitter about it and so forth. Mm-hmm. I said, and this was his actual quote. And Swerve was like, well, if Booker thinks WWE's not racist, what about the video of Vince McMahon using the N-word around him? Mm. Ever see that video?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably be biased a little bit and don't be paying attention to shit like that because
I'll play this for you. Hold
no
on.
WWF or WWE slander will be tolerated.
Yeah, what's good in the hood?
Just holding it down, trying to take care of business.
Keep it up, I'm a nigga.
I seen that. That's old.
Yeah,
I seen that. I seen that.
So he brought up that clip, right? I said, all right. Apparently the two of them ran into each other at some event a couple of days later, and Swerve was like, yo, Vlad played you, he played you to say that shit. And Swerve was like, no, I'm just responding to what you said. Whatever. So Swerve does this, so Booker T does this whole video, right? Or for an hour, he just rants. And he's like, I would never do a Vlad TV interview. He tried to pay me and I turn him down. He gets black men arrested and blah, blah. So then at that point, I could get involved and say, okay, you were booked to do a Vlad TV. You're not mentioning the fact that you accepted. Here's the DMs.
Yeah,
you accepted to do it when you were at my studio. There's a cameraman there. You left that part out, right? So once I started doing some research about him, since he wants to make up shit about me, I find these pictures. He's at this dude's gym. He's doing training at this guy's gym named Chase and Rance, who is a registered sex offender.
Shit.
And he was doing multiple training sessions there. So I basically said, well, when Booker T ain't lying about me, he's hanging out with his registered sex offender friend, Chase and Rance. Here's the picture. Booker T had to make a statement that said, I don't know the places I train with and whatever else. And you know what happens the next day? Chase and Rance gets arrested for violating his registered sex offender guidelines.
That's the irony,
So
bro.
I had to make
crazy.
a statement and said, Booker T is right. I get men arrested. In this case, his sex offender buddy is now in jail. Right now. Good riddance.
Yeah.
So when people say that Vlad gets people locked up, this is one of the people I get locked up right here. Registered sex offenders.
I mean, he's a sex offender. We don't respect it at all.
Right. Right.
Street culture, jail code, none of that shit. We don't even let them niggas walk the yard. Like you can't even have you can't even have an excuse in prison. Cause it's like the inmates are the workers. So it's like they got the COs and the wardens and shit like that, but the main shit when people come through the jails, they give it's gonna be like probably 3 or 4 inmates that got a list of the people with their cases and what they're charged and all that shit. So just like before I even touched prisons, they knew like if I had a bad transfer, it's called negative transfer. Before I even get to the prison, they already knew 600 Breezy on the way, 600 Breezy on the way, 600 Breezy on the way. So it's like And like, it's not like the feds, the feds, they make you come with your paperwork. Like, they can see it themselves. So they already, oh, this nigga got a case. We just call it a case. He got a case. He got to get up out of here. Like, he can't walk the yard, or he gonna get extorted, or he got to go to another prison. He got to transfer out. But like in Iowa, they have one prison strictly for people with sex cases. They have a sex offender prison. It's Newton. It used to be another prison, but now it's Newton, and it's like a big jail up top of the hill. They got another jail at the bottom of the hill for just people with regular cases. It's like dorm rooms, but they have an actual prison, but that's just for they trannies, anybody with sex cases, shit like that, niggas that they know have problems at other jails. They just put them in one jail.
Well, it's PC basically, right?
It's like a PC prison, basically.
PC prison.
But it's not because, it's just a prison because those same people in that PC prison got shit going on. So it's still fights and gangs and little bullshit. But these niggas, you have a sex charge, so you forced to be in this prison with these people because they know, like, we ain't got time to be trying to keep you safe. Now, when you get in trouble there and you get transferred out, now you on your own because now you fucked up here and now you got to go amongst the niggas that's gonna bully you.
And that's happened.
So,
You've seen sex offenders get transferred into Gen Pop.
So what they did with me, by me being a rapper and shit like that, they thought they was doing me a favor by putting me in that PC jail at first. I flipped the fuck out. Soon as I came on the yard for the first day and seen titties. And I knew I wasn't tripping. They like, yeah, that's the training unit over there. Oh, fuck no. They like, yeah, that's so somebody else. I actually bumped into one of my friends from Chicago that was in that jail that I knew from younger, and he had a case. He was having a threesome. One girl was old enough, the other girl wasn't. Shooting dice the next day with her brothers and shit. The girl walking up, he gloating on, oh yeah, they go no little bitches we fucked and woo woo. One of the niggas, that's my little sister, she only 16, you niggas going to jail. Nigga really did that and sent them niggas to jail. So my homie ended up doing he ended up getting 5 to 8 years off that shit, some shit like that. And when I was coming through that jail, that's what he let me know. Cause I'm like, shit, I'm like, what the fuck you doing in here? And he let me know what it was and shit. But I had to get up out of there quick because it was like, hell no, what the fuck? I got a drug case. Why the fuck would I be in a fucking sex offender prison? Like, if it was just a PC jail, I still wouldn't have been with that because I'm not a PC nigga. Like, they tried to forcefully PC me because they like, oh no, he's like a superstar to us in Iowa. So it's like, no, fuck that. Put me in GP. I had to get my lawyers to get me like, no, holla at them, tell them GP. I don't want to be here. I don't feel. So they came and questioned me, oh, do you feel like you're in danger? No, hell no. I had the yard as soon as I got to the max. So it's like, I know I was cool, but they really tried to force that shit on me, but it taught me the difference in the prisons and shit though. All right, so they really have jails for just strictly sex offenders and PC, like a PC jail, honestly.
So you walk into this jail and there's dudes with titties.
So it's like the first two days, you can't come on the yard and shit like that, whatever. So I'm on the unit and then they let us go outside for an hour on the yard. Went outside on the yard. That's the first thing I seen. First thing, because it's a new prison, so I'm on the yard and I'm just sizing it up and looking around. At this point, I didn't know it was a PC jail either. I'm thinking it's just because it used to be their classification jail. It used to be the jail that you go to before you go to the other jails and shit. But niggas like, nah, this is a sex offender camp. So I was like, nah, y'all gotta get me up out of here. So I literally, when I walked on the yard, that's the first thing I seen was hair and titties. And I'm not the smart. I'm like, I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I know ain't no bitches in here except for the COs. They was like, no, that's the training unit. They moved the training unit from the jail where the fight happened with the racist shit like that. They used to have it there because that was a classification and moved it strictly to Newton because they made Newton a fucking sex offender jail. Like, as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh no. I went right to the computer, got the kite in my motherfucker. Hey, get me out of here. I want to go where niggas getting stabbed. I don't want to be here. Like, fuck that. You're not finna have me in it. Hell no. Like, it's no, hell no. Then I was there for all of a week and a half. I'm used to niggas going to the hole for fights, stabbing and shit. These niggas going to the hole for fucking.
Right.
And they catching them fucking, and they only go to the hole for like 2-3 days. Like, what? If I get in an argument with you on the yard, 7 days in the hole. They literally, like, nah, that shit this is okay. And they just harboring that shit. They think that, nah, hell no. Hell no. They take care of it because they claim that they have a mental issue or some shit like that. That's why they got one jail. Yeah, that's stupid. That's not fucking, no. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong. It's nothing mental that make you say, oh, I want to fuck younger people or kids, or I want to molest, or I want to touch. No. Hell no. You know how many hoes out here that's gonna give you some pussy? Females want to fuck like we want to too. So I don't be getting that shit. Like, I don't understand it. I'm not taking no pussy. I'm not touching I'm not fucking no underage girl. I'm not touching. Nothing about a kid excites me.
Yeah.
So that's weird. But in places like Iowa, they be like, oh, they have mental problems. We shouldn't just treat them like that. We should try to help them. No, they should die. They should die. Just kill them. That makes sense. They fucking up people's life for the rest of their life off that shit.